So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm kind of excited for it. I had a request to shoot some behind the scenes vlog sort of content. So today I'm going to be walking you through a day at USAIR. I'm shooting the daily drift competition series. I'm not sure what round it is, but we're going there today. It's going to be hot out. It's going to be a high level of driving and it's really exciting. So I'm going to bring you guys with me. All right, so we're at USAIR now after a little bit of a drive, a little bit of a commute. Now I wanted to talk about kind of the back end of getting media before we get into it live on track. So media is different for every event. It depends on the organizer. So if you're looking to get media at USAIR, it's never through the track, it's always through the organizer, typically on a website. You apply for smaller events, it's 1 to 2 months beforehand. For larger events, it can be up to several months, and they're much more competitive to get media for. So it's a little bit harder, and you have to apply much earlier. But let's get into the live track. I'm gonna go over the settings that I shoot on and everything like that. One more thing I wanna go over before we get on track, live, hot, in the action, is my gear that I shoot on, so that you know that you don't need the highest end gear to be able to still get good photos and videos. I shoot on a Sony a6000 with 5 batteries, I believe, that I carry in my bag with me at all times. It eats through batteries a lot, but it is a very good camera. You can hear in the background they're starting to drift a little bit. For lens wise, I have a 55 to 210 millimeter kit lens. It does the job, but it's not the greatest lens. Definitely invest in some good glass before you invest in a super nice camera body, because the lens is what makes the difference. And then for the low shutter speed stuff that I use, the shutter drag, I use a variable ND filter, which is also one of the cheaper ones. It's not high in budget at all, and it really improves your stuff out in the field. So that's my gear. Now we can get onto the hot track, and we can see a little bit of the action that I work with on weekend to week. We are on track now. The track is hot. There's drifting happening behind me. I wanted to go over my camera settings for the morning here. It's pretty sunny out, so it's gonna be a little bit harder to get the panning shots and the low shutter drag. We got Curtis behind me. It's gonna be a little harder to get those shots, but we can still get it done. That's why we have the ND filter, so we play around with the ISO a little bit. Right now I'm shooting on shutter priority, bouncing between shutter speeds of 1/30 to 1/20, depending on how many cars there is on the train. So we're working on that, and then I'm using the ND filter, the variable ND filter that I have, as well as the ISO adjustment to make it dark enough. And we're getting pictures of sick cars all day long. I wanted to clip in and give another tip. I really like doing shutter drag photos with low shutter speed. That gives the car a really nice clarity and the background a nice blur. It makes it look really action filled. It's gonna be different on the camera that you do and take photos on. I take photos on a Sony a6000, like I said before. This doesn't have any in-body stabilization. The lens does have image stabilization or whatever it is. So I at least have the lens that has that, but it's gonna be a little bit easier to get those high pan shutter speed shots with a camera body that has in-body stabilization, because it's gonna keep it nice and smooth for you. Otherwise, it's really all in the hands, and you gotta make sure you have your feet pointed the right way so that you can get nice clips of cars like the ones that are gonna be coming up. I'll throw a few of those in right here. back from the drift track. So I had a good day of shooting the daily drift comp. I actually ended up taking rollers of my buddy's street bike as well, so that was a lot of fun, hanging out with the buddies a little bit. But let me know if you like this kind of content. I want to continue doing it. If people are liking it, then I'll continue doing it. So let me know, and thanks for watching the video.